Hi, I'm Professor Zubair Jahangir and I will be taking you through a quick summary of the valuation rules from rule number 27 to rule number 31. Now section 15 talks about value of supply. Section 15 subsection 1 states that the value of supply is the transaction value between two unrelated persons when price is the sole consideration. For example, if I go to buy a laptop in a store, we both are unrelated and I make the payment of rupees 1 lakh rupees, that's all, for the laptop, then the value of supply is 1 lakh rupees. Why is value of supply important to be found out? Because on the value, the GST rate will be applied. So on 1 lakh rupees, the GST rate would apply. So to find out what will be the GST payable, we need to know the rate and the value of the goods. Now sometimes the transaction value cannot be relied upon because it might be among related persons, or price might not be the sole consideration. So in such cases, section 15 subsection 4 says that if the transaction value cannot be taken for the value, in such cases apply the valuation rules. The valuation rules we'll be doing is from rule number 27 to rule number 31. Rule number 27 says that when the consideration is not wholly in money, that is, money is also provided and certain money's worth or certain other things are provided to get the supply. For example, we can go to buy a new phone, we can give money and we can give our old phone. So this would fall in rule number 27. In such cases, how do you determine the value of supply? First, you take the open market value of the goods. That is, if the new phone is worth rupees 24,000, then that will be the value of supply. If the open market value is not available, then you will go ahead and take how much money was provided and the money value of that additional consideration. मतलब पहले तुम्हें ढूंढना पड़ेगा कि पैसा कितना दिया है, वो कैलकुलेट करो और ओल्ड फोन, ओल्ड मोबाइल फोन, ओल्ड प्रिंटर या जो भी दूसरा कंसिडरेशन दिया है उसका मॉनेटरी टर्म्स ढूंढो. सो यू विल फाइंड आउट द मनी एंड द मनी वैल्यू ऑफ द मनीज वर्थ. दैट इज द सेकंड केस. इफ दैट ऑल्सो कैनॉट बी अप्लाइड, देन यू विल गो फॉर लाइक, that is similar goods. What is the value of the similar goods? You will deem it to be the value of the goods in the case. If that also cannot apply, then rule number 30 says take 110% of the cost of the goods. So rule number 30 simply says that just go ahead and take 110% of the cost and deem it to be the value of the goods. If this also cannot be applied and nothing can be done, then rule number 31 will apply, which is the residuary method or the best judgment method, where the GST officer will apply his best judgment and find out the reasonable value to your transaction. This is rule number 27. Rule number 28 says when the transaction is between distinct persons or related persons. Distinct persons are basically a company which has a branch in more than one state or more than one GST registrations. So for example, if we have ITC has a branch in Maharashtra as well as a branch in Gujarat. So ITC will have one PAN card, but will have two GSTN numbers. Okay, because you have to get registered in Maharashtra also, so you'll have a registration number for Maharashtra. You'll also have a registration number for Gujarat. This is given under section 25 subsection 4 and subsection 5. Okay. So when a transaction is between these units or it is between related persons is defined under section 15, explanation given to section 15. There are a total 8 categories of persons who are deemed to be related. In such cases, when it is between distinct persons or related persons, the value of supply will be found out in this case. First, you will take the open market value. Whatever is the open market value, that is to be taken as a value of the goods. Open market value मतलब market में कितने का मिलता है वो goods. Simple सा वही ले लो और खत्म करो. Then you don't have to look at anything else. When the open market value is not available, then you go for similar goods. If similar goods are not available, then you go for rule number 30. And if rule number 30, that is the cost method, that is 110% of cost, cannot be applied, then you go for the residuary method. Now we were saying the open market value. Abhi open market value is the price in the open market. But a proviso to rule number 28 says that if the recipient is entitled to full ITC, okay, certain conditions are given for availing input tax credit, that is from section 16 to section 21. If the recipient is eligible for full ITC, in such cases whatever is the invoice price is deemed to be the open market value. तो obviously अगर ITC मिल रहा है उसको और conditions fulfill कर रहे हैं, तो एक प्रोविजो में क्या लिखा है सेक्शन रूल नंबर 28 के इनवॉइस वैल्यू ही डीम हो जाएगा टू बी द ओपन मार्केट वैल्यू. ओके, सो द डीलर okay can choose whether he wants to go for the open market value or the invoice price. So generally whichever is lower he will select that, because if the value is less, the GST payable will also come less. Now when you do all of this, you can keep it in one thing, or the supplier has another option whether he can disregard all of this and just choose 90% of the resale price charged by the recipient to its customers. So either you go for the open market value or the deemed open market value, choose the price of related goods, cost method, residuary methods, all of this, or you can say यार ये सब हटाओ, एक काम करते 90% of the price charged by the recipient to his customers will be the value of supply. Let's take an example for that. If let's say this is the supplier supplies the goods to the recipient. Now the supplier will get an option that recipient जो customer को charge कर रहा है, how much is he charging? 90,000. He is charging 1 lakh rupees. Recipient is charging to the customer 90,000. So 90% of this figure, that is 90,000, the supplier can deem it to be his transaction value. So value will be 90,000. That is 90% of the price charged by the recipient to his customers. So at the option of the supplier, he can take 90,000 as the value of supply. Clear enough? Now we go to, and if you just observe between rule number 27 and 28, ये वाला पॉइंट नहीं है, ये जो मनी एंड मनी इज वर्थ वाला पॉइंट इसके अंदर नहीं है. पहले ओपन मार्केट वैल्यू, देन सी द लाइक कंसिडरेशन 30-31, ठीक है. और दो प्रोविजो है, एक प्रोविजो है अबाउट डीम्ड ओपन मार्केट वैल्यू, दूसरा प्रोविजो है अबाउट 90% का ऑप्शन मिलता है उसको, ठीक है. आगे देखते हैं रूल नंबर 29. रूल 27 was for money or money is worth, 28 was between distinct and related persons except through an agent. एजेंट का रूल नंबर दिया है इन रूल नंबर 29. उसमें भी वेरी सिंपल, अगर ओपन मार्केट वैल्यू है वो ले लो, अगर ओपन मार्केट वैल्यू नहीं है तो ये सब हटा के एजेंट के लिए सीधा ये आ जाता है. रूल 30 कॉस्ट मेथड और रूल नंबर 31 रेसिड्यूरी मेथड और सेम थिंग, तो ये दोनों हट जाता है इन केस ऑफ rule number 29. You can go for 90% of the price charged by the recipient to his customers. I can deem it to be my value. Now rule number 30 cost method, very simple, just take 110% of the cost of the goods to be deemed to be the value of the goods. For example, cost of the goods is 1 lakh. It will be deemed that the value of the goods is 1,10,000 rupees. 110% of the cost, because whenever you have to find the sale value, you take cost plus profit, right? सेलिंग प्राइस अगर ढूंढना है, यहाँ पे नहीं पता है कि सेलिंग प्राइस, उसकी वैल्यू ढूंढ रहे हैं, तो कॉस्ट तो ढूंढ लिया हम लोग ने, तो 10% नोशनल प्रॉफिट अप्लाई करके 110% हम लोग मान लेते हैं इज द सेलिंग प्राइस, एंड दैट इज द वैल्यू ऑफ द गुड्स. इफ नथिंग कैन बी अप्लाइड आफ्टर यूजिंग सो मेनी रूल्स, ऑल्सो नथिंग कैन बी अप्लाइड, in that case the officer will opt for rule number 31, which says a residuary method or a best judgment assessment if none of the rules can be applied, then the officer will attribute a price which is according to him reasonable and in accordance with the rules and provisions under the act. However, for service providers, they can opt for rule number 31 directly, ignoring rule number 30. तो अगर मैं सर्विस प्रोवाइडर हूं, मुझे ये सब कॉस्ट नहीं देने की जरूरत है, मैं सीधा रूल नंबर 31 ऑप्ट कर सकता हूं. ओके, सो दिस इज द summary of rule number 27 to rule number 31.